Good afternoon, fellow Ambazonians, and good evening to you all, to our friends and families across the territory and across Europe and most part of the globe. And to those in North America, good morning to all of you, and to some others, good afternoon to all of you. You all have seen images coming out of Paris, where the Olympics or the Olympic Games are taking place. And then most of you have probably also seen images of the colonial dictator of Cameroon. These people have consistently disgraced themselves, humiliate themselves, and make a mockery of their own nation. As old, as feeble, as what's the appropriate word to use to describe the colonial dictator of La République du Cameroon? Someone who can't even move anymore, can't walk anymore, supposed to be in a wheelchair at this moment, supposed to have retired and just enjoying old age. Still going around in diapers, humiliating the people of Cameroon, disgracing the people of Cameroon, shaming the people of Cameroon, the oldest dictator in the world. What are you doing in the Olympic Games? What are you really doing in the Olympic Games? If it is not a tactic and a strategy to consistently humiliate the Cameroonian people, to make them feel ashamed of themselves, to make a mockery of that country. With this being said, Cameroon cannot live with the fact that they have been defeated in Ambazonia. Cameroon cannot live with the fact that the occupation system has crumbled in Ambazonia. The tyrant who promised to defeat the Ambazonian people within 2 weeks and to dissolve the 2 cubes of sugar within 2 weeks. They cannot come to their senses to accept that the 2 cubes of sugar have drowned Cameroon itself. That the 2 cubes of sugar has collapsed the economy of Cameroon. That the 2 cubes of sugar has disintegrated the political structure and the social structure of Cameroon. Cameroon and the gang of looters, they feel too embarrassed and too ashamed to accept that the 2 cubes of sugar have defeated them. They don't want to accept that the tyrant is too old and has become a symbol of shame, disgrace, and terrorism. And it's time for the tyrant to go. They can't stand up and speak and ask the tyrant to step down. They can't rise up to chase the tyrant out. To deflect from these realities, from their weaknesses, to deflect from these realities, they would send their terrorist occupation military to terrorize and intimidate the Ambazonian people. This is their own way to show how powerful they are. What they are actually showing is how weak they are, how vulnerable they all are, how stupid they all are. They can't stand up for themselves. They can't stand up for their own hopes, their own dreams, their own aspirations. They can't stand up to hold Mr. Biya and a gang of looters accountable to deflect from these realities, they will send their drunkards in the name of policemen, in the name of gendarmes, in the name of bees, in the name of the military, to the streets of Ambazonia to terrorize the civilians, to intimidate them. That's the definition of being a coward. In most part of Africa today, Niger, Mali, in Burkina Faso, men and women in uniform in the name of military and security forces are rising up to restore the dignity of their people. Whereas in Cameroon, the military, men and women in security forces uniforms, are known to terrorize, to rape, to intimidate, to extort, and to harass, just to maintain a puppet in power at the expense of the 22 million people of Cameroon. That's the definition of being a coward. Over the weekend, the Cameroon colonial and occupation military brought rogue elements, their propagandists from the DDR center into the streets of Bamenda, protected by the military, to go within our neighborhoods, disguise themselves as Ambazonian forces, and ask the population within some neighborhoods in Bamenda to pay their liberation tax. After these patriots, nationalists, believed they were doing so, paying their taxes to the liberators of their land, not knowing those were embedded agents of the terrorist military. Once they've identified those that have paid, located their homes, the moment the disguised elements of DDR left, the occupation military invaded those neighborhoods and arrested some Ambazonians. This is the definition of being a coward. The occupation military cannot fight Ambazonian forces. They cannot stand up for their own people in Cameroon. They found weakness in Ambazonian civilians. Intimidation will not bring Cameroon back. Extortion will not resurrect the occupation system. The harassment of our people will not resurrect the occupation system. Cameroon occupation has come to an end, and whatever is left of it, we will dismantle it. Mr. Biya and the gang of looters in Cameroon and the colonial CPDM elites that are beneficiaries of the occupation have jailed more than 7,000 Ambazonians. Has the resistance stopped? That intimidation of arresting, jailing, and killing Ambazonians has instead intensified our resolve. These acts consistently remind the Ambazonian people of what we are dealing with and who these devils are. This is what they have been doing since 1961. So it's not new. We have a message to Mr. Biya today. We have a message to the Prime Minister of La République du Cameroun, Ngongo, because Diongute is not a Prime Minister. Ngongo is a Prime Minister. We have a message for Atanganji, for Betty Asomo, for Kala Bilai, Lele Lafrique, and all other colonial administrators. Remember what happened in Bamenda 2 months ago, when the colonial SDO of Mezam sent out a communique restricting the movements of bikes. Remember our response? You remember our response? It rattled you people. It showed you who is in charge. You can intimidate a few Ambazonians. You can arrest a few Ambazonians. You can extort money from a few Ambazonians. Cameroon will still leave Ambazonia. Cameroon will stay pack out. You will pack out. There's no other option and there's no other choice. The occupation system will come to an end. This is what we, the people, have decided. We will go through some pain. We'll go through some discomfort. We'll go through some hardships. We will go through misery. We will even go to prison. We will even face death. Cameroon will pack out. This is the price we are willing to pay to make sure Ambazonia is free, to make sure we end the pain the occupation has imposed on our people, to make sure we end the suffering the occupation has imposed on our people, to make sure we end the poverty, the hopelessness the occupation has imposed on our people. Intimidation will not bring Cameroon back. Neither will extortion and harassment. To the elements of the DDR, we will get you. We will get you. And you face the consequences. We want to encourage the Ambazonian people to remain defiant and committed to the outcome for which we fight for. This is the generation. Don't allow yourselves to be weakened by these cowards and drunkards that cannot stand up for their own people. Don't allow yourselves to be intimidated by a hopeless bunch of cowards who cannot stand up for their own people, who cannot defend their own people, who cannot fight for their own people. They are cowards. They are drunks. We encourage all Ambazonians continuously pay your liberation tax and find ways to make sure before you pay your liberation tax, make sure you're doing so, paying it directly to Ambazonian forces. We encourage our people to pay their liberation tax through alternative methods we provide to all of you. Reach out to any of us, any member of the Ambazonia Governing Council. Most of you have my phone number to make sure you pay your liberation tax, have your receipt, and we'll also be giving you instructions on how to make sure you use your mobile phone device effectively to even create encrypted ways to hide your receipts even within your mobile device. Fellow Ambazonians, as all when I don't see them over the last few days, the videos and the photos where they don't come out for Paris as the Olympic Games where they go on for France. The colonial dictator of La République du Cameroun, Mr. Paul Biya, enough he work again. They the holding a for hand for you for move one small step. Even a step with small picking with the 2 years old, if he jump, Paul Biya, two people they go for holy, one person holy for the hand, the other person holy for the other hand. Before Paul Biya, he move that, he make that step. He climb small step or he go down small step. When I don't see the pictures then and the videos, how this man, it don't become now a symbol of shame for that country that they call Cameroon. Cameroon don't become now a mockery to the international system. The whole way the acts and say, where these people, they really sorry when I are. Now God don't punish una so with Paul Biya. Paul Biya na a punishment to the people of Cameroon. Paul Biya na a punishment to Cameroon. This shame with Paul Biya the give for the Cameroon people them. This disgrace, this international embarrassment, now God a punishment for the people of Cameroon, for their wickedness. Now God a punishment that. This international shame and disgrace with this diaper-wearing tyrant, we know even fit for work again. Enough he talk again. Now punishment. And so God, he did take him for punish people them, for punish a country, for their wickedness, for their barbarism, for their genocide. We then stand for support them against the Ambazonian people. So while Mr. Paul Biya there for France, it is shame, disgrace, and embarrass the Cameroon people them internationally. The military them, the occupation and colonial military, we are drunkards and cowards. We they never ever stand up for defend their own people, for protect their own people, for stand up for that country, for stand up for chase Paul Biya out, for stand up for chase the Diongote, the Ngongo, the Beti Asomos. They never fit for stand up for defend the interest of their own people then. They can't show their own power. Now for go for the streets of Ambazonia, the streets and neighborhoods of Ambazonia, for go intimidate, for harass, for extort money from my people then. Now for they the Cameroon drunkards in the name of military men, in the name of bees, in the name of gendarmes and police. Now for they get their own power. Power for stand up for their country, no day. Power for protect their own people, no day. Power for defend their country, no day. Power for fight Boko Haram for the north, no day. Power for fight the soldier, the way they come out for Central African Republic. They can't attack La République for the border them for the east, they not get that power. They not get power for effect change for their country. They not get power for stand up for reclaim their own national interest. They not get the power for stand up for kick Mr. Biya out of Cameroon. Those stupid drunkards, those cowards, those banger smokers, those cocaine, those drug addicts, where they descend them for Ambazonia in the name of occupation military, their own power that they can't show them, now for harass the Ambazonian civilian population. Now their own power that. Now for can't thief. Now for use gun and force what people they made they give them money. That one, that the definition of a coward that. Now the definition of a defeated losers. The Cameroon be they defeated losers. Young men and women in the where they be military people, the real military people now for defend their own national interest, protect their citizens, now for clean their country of these tyrants and looters and embezzlers and terrorists. The military for Burkina Faso, for Mali, for Niger, they don't stand up for restore the dignity of the people them for those countries. The security forces for these countries, they don't stand up for restore the national pride, for create a better life, better economy, build better institutions, and use the military for defend and take all embezzlers, thieves, looters. The one the way they don't take the country, they hijack them and hold the country hostage. The purpose of the military not to free the country, the people from these hostage takers, from these looters. The Cameroon colonial bees, gendarmes, army, and police, na cowards. Na real cowards. Their goal na for protect thieves, looters, and embezzlers. Na for protect hostage takers. That's why they be so misguided. That's why they be so weak. That's why they go, instead for go stand, chase Mr. Biya out of Cameroon. Catch Mr. Biya, catch Diongote, catch Atanganji, catch the Ngongo, catch the Lele Lafrique, catch the Okala Bilai, catch the Tabetandos, catch the Mundis, and send all them for prison. Fix Cameroon, clean up the corruption, their own power, they get them now for the occupied territory. If we really get power, we go chase Mr. Biya out. If we really get power, we go arrest the people they don't loot in our country and send make become poor. If we get power, the reason we give na gun now for defend the interests of Cameroon. Today we not defend the interests of Cameroon. We not protect the Cameroon citizens. We don't become a terrorist to those citizens. For defend a dying tyrant. For defend looters. How much did they pay una? How much? That's why we not get any sense of humanity. of dignity, of respect. That's why they don't turn una into barbarians for kill una own people, rape una own people. That's why they send una from Amazonia for deflect and for distract the people and the international community. All these things with the Cameroon military over the last weekend, they carry people them from DDR. That thief people them. These people them way they be carry them, bring them, use them as infiltrators. Say they be Ambazonia soldiers. They be only bring them now for can infiltrate, and then they will go surrender themselves back. So they don't take some of these DDR thieves and armed robbers. The military send them into some neighborhoods, some quarter them for Bamenda. May they go pretend to be Ambazonian forces. May they go pretend to be Ambazonian soldier. And then say they come now for can't collect liberation tax. While people them, where they want freedom, they want independence, and they want to do everything humanly possible for liberate their land. They believe this gang of thieves, saying a true Ambazonian fighters. So some Ambazonians, they go ahead for pay their liberation tax. These thieves, they make fake receipt. They give these Ambazonians. As they come out, the military will be the height. They can't enter. They go for those homes. They go for those quarters. They pick up and arrest some Ambazonians. We want to tell our people, all this one, now for hide the shame we probably had to give them for France. Now for hide the shame we probably now for hide the disgrace. Now for hide that humiliation with the dying, diaper-wearing dictator. It give them. Picture a day for internet, for Facebook, for Instagram, videos a day, for TikTok, where they show poor beer, how rain, it beaty, it don't wet, it don't become like far away, rain don't beaty sote, a feather they don't start fall. They take some foul, where rain don't knock them, it dey like it don't lost all the feathers, and they take poor beer, where rain don't beaty, it take now waterproof, it cover a head, they put them, poor beer and foul, they did the same. Now the level that where Cameroon don't become, poor beer and foul, where rain beat them, they did now are the same. When I go see the picture for Facebook, poor beer and foul, now exactly the same. Now the person that do this, cowards, they protect him. So when they see all these signs, now signs of weakness, now sign of desperation, the Cameroon government, the Cameroon occupation government, the Cameroon colonial government, it be so desperate. They be so desperate. They be so confused. They don't know what to do. Cameroon don't finish. We don't bankrupt them. Politically don't weaken them. We don't instill chaos for Cameroon. We don't divide them. The Biya government don't be divided into many factions. The one for the people that for North, they don't be divided. The one them for the Western region don't be divided. The Bassa don't be divided. The Bulus, they don't be divided. The center not be whole. For distract themselves, instead for go back for their country, for go fix their country, for distract themselves from this reality, we they not fit handle them. That's why they go for Ambazonian communities, for stage this propaganda, for intimidate the Ambazonian people. Say if you pay your liberation tax, the occupation military will arrest you. The more than 7,000 Ambazonians with the Cameroon occupation military and the Biya regime and the colonial CPDM elites, they don't arrest them, jail them. They don't end the resistance or they don't intensify the resistance. They don't intensify the resistance. The more than 1,000 villages where the Cameroon terrorist occupation be military, police, and gendarmes, they don't burn up. They don't weaken the resistance or they don't intensify the resistance. The 750,000 Amazonians, where they don't force them for the stay for bush, they never weaken the resistance. They don't intensify our commitment to chase these people out of our land and dismantle anything we remain for the occupation system. We want to tell our people, this one not the highest acts of desperation of a defeated, weakened drunkards. The signs of weakness. The signs say the end don't come. They don't be so confused. For fight, they not fit fight. Make I remind Mr. Biya. Make I remind Diongote. Make I remind Ngongo. Make I remind Betty Asombo. Make I remind Okala Belai. Make I remind Betty Lele Lafrique. Make I remind Simon Emile, the colonial SD of Mezam. 2 months ago, the act for send out a communique for Toxe for restrict the movement of Amazonian bike riders. Now, which effect it be getting? Will be send a fierce response and impose harsh consequences on Cameroon, right? The colonial SDO panic. The colonial slave, who they fully say be prime minister, he and the SDO, they start for query publicly. Because we get the ultimate power. We get the ultimate power. Now we hold the key to escalatory dominance. At any time, if we impose any cost on Cameroon, anytime we want them, if we change how the territory be. So we hold the key to escalatory dominance. If we want to make chop no go la Republique, we go starve them. If we no want to make goods and services, they cross from Biafra and Nigeria to La Republique, we go shut down the Cameroon economy. We get the key to escalatory dominance. If we want to make Cameroon become bankrupt and broke, we go impose hard economic cost on Cameroon. So would you warn Mr. Biya, any attempt for deflect from their own failures, for change their country, for harass our population, for intimidate our population, we go take very harsh measures, including the banning of colonial ID cards for our territory. We go take extreme measures anytime the Cameroon colonial government, a colonial drunkards in the name of colonial administrators, in the name of bees, in the name of army or gendarmes or police. They harass Ambazonians anywhere across the Ambazonian territory, across the occupied territory. Our response to Cameroon will be very fierce because we get the ultimate key. We get the key to escalatory dominance. There is not much Cameroon fit do for our people. There's not much Cameroon fit do for Ambazonia. But there is so much we fit do not only within our territory, but we fit do for Cameroon. If we decide make war enter Cameroon today, war will start for Cameroon today. If we decide make Cameroon not get chop for chop, Cameroon will get chop for chop. We hold the key to escalatory dominance. If we decide for shut down the entire territory, for shut down the highways, we fit do them at any moment of our choosing. We get the key to escalatory dominance. The land our land. Now we decide what will happen. Anytime they intimidate our people, we go respond. So, fellow Ambazonians, the occupier don't crumbled. They don't get a center, they don't get a government again. The occupation system itself, it don't crumble. Now small blocks where they think they still get control. They don't get any control. That's why these drunkards, they act like that. Because they don't feel hold their own center, the center of power for their own country. They don't feel keep their own country together. So if they don't feel keep their own country together, they feel keep Amazonia together. They cannot. So we know say the intimidation, the harassment, now the end times, now signs of the end times, now sign of how confused they be. Fight, they not fit fight. When I don't see what it don't happen for Fako the last few days, Ambazonian forces, they don't strike them with 2 big bomb attacks. So there is no escape for Cameroon. And this intimidation, it no go bring the occupation system back. Harassment no go bring the occupation system back. Extortion no go bring the occupation system back. We mean we go absorb these small shocks. We'll be ready for pay the price. They go. The intimidation, it go instead intensify our resolve, our defiance, our commitment. So we call on all Ambazonians, ignore these distractions. You be a soldier of the liberation struggle. These things will be very normal when they end on the camp. When the occupier don't be so desperate and confused. That's some of the tactics in this. Make no man of fear. They will leave. Your liberation tax, now the thing that go free you. So when the camp can't intimidate you for that liberation tax, that's because they know what that liberation tax is doing for them. Now because they know what that liberation tax is doing for speed up the process for end their occupation and their presence for our land and for free white people there. So continue for pay your liberation tax, continue for contribute for the liberation of your homeland. Now they only hope that way you get them. Now the only destiny that way you get them. Now the only positive life where you get them. Now I hope that. I hope now Ambazonia continue for pay and liberation tax. Or when I get my number, when I contact any member of the Ambazonia Governing Council, if you need an alternative methods or forces that work, all those gangs and thief people they come out DDR center, they go pick them up and we'll see what they will do them publicly. All right? Shake, day. When I get a beautiful evening. Oh, before I go, I want to thank the chairman of the Ambazonia Governing Council UK mission. I want to thank Chairman Roland. And I want to thank the UK mission and Ambazonians for the United Kingdom. I want to thank all Ambazonians who they come together on Saturday for raise more money for the defense of homeland. I want to thank all Ambazonians, the Ambazonia Governing Council leadership. Thank the leader for the tireless effort. My appeal now for the Ambazonian people then, for this work community assembly forum. The community assembly forum in need for be transform into project forums. If you did for the community assembly and you just did it now for the forward useless audio for useless arguments, if you did for the community assembly, you never pay a liberation tax, you need to participate for monthly fundraiser, they go kick you out because the community assembly now a nationalist forum for resource mobilization, a nationalist forum of patriots for stand for support ground zero and help the forces and our population. If you no one participate for things the way they control, where they concern, fight, arms, participate for community schools, for health clinics. We build now agriculture for help our people for on the ground. Agriculture projects. We understand some of the fear. What you the fear we don't know. So if you fear war projects, go for humanitarian projects. But if you dare for the community assembly as a bystander, you will be kicked out. If you never pay a liberation tax, you need to participate from the monthly fundraiser. You need to contribute for any project. Then there is no reason for you to be for a nationalist forum. Any family will never pay their liberation tax. Now, number 8 month this will go there in the next 2 days. For the next 2 days, we will go for August 1st. And number 8 month this. Pay your liberation tax. For all families where they get brothers, sister, mommy, pikin, uncle, auntie, niece, nephew for diaspora. When tell family members for diaspora, make them pay their liberation tax of $100 only for the whole year. The land must be liberated. And any Ambazonian who is there for diaspora, you never pay a liberation tax. Your family members back home, it will bear the responsibility as to why you never pay a liberation tax. At the level that we will reach now, beginning of August, it will be a different game. Zero tolerance. Because the ground, it bear the pain of the occupation. The ground, it pay the price of the occupation. The ground, it is suffer. Mammy, them for ground, it is suffer. You know, if you don't here for diaspora, you get, even if you never get paper, but you be free. and you know if you help for contribute money make the free family back home. So the Amazonian Governing Council and all forces, they will start to take extreme measures against any family where they get picking for diaspora, and that picking, that mommy, that papa, that uncle, that auntie, it never pay a liberation tax for the liberation of homeland. August and September, it will be a game changer. Zero tolerance for any person. All right? The land must be free. All we will do outside here, we want a free homeland. The change, it will come, that will be a bystander standard. The change, it will come. Now for you, we'll not talk to make you put your face for outside. We'll not talk to make you come for outside like ASU. Can't begin talk about Amazonia. We'll not talk so. Do your contribution in private for your own privacy. We'll not talk to make you go for TikTok, for YouTube, talk anything. Just the only thing we will ask of you, we ground zero expect of you. Where your own mommy, your own papa, where they do that they suffer. Your brothers, your sisters, the village where you come all day. All your friends who you live on for back home. What they expect of you, not just for you for pay $100 of your liberation tax for we for arm the ground and get these barbarians out of our land and free our people them so that they feel live in peace and dignity for we for rebuild our lives. That's all. August and September, zero tolerance. Family members, una tell una brothers, una sisters, una uncle, una aunts, where they for abroad, may they pay their liberation tax, or you where you did for ground. Now you they go hold you, you pay their liberation tax for them. And my message this for now. My name is Lucas Asu, a spokesman of Amazonia Governing Council. Or when I get my phone number. And I beg, I just talk this in before I go. Mommy for Holland and some papa for Holland with all their picking them. One family, they don't honor. Last year, this family, all them they paid their liberation tax, then $500. This year again, they don't pay their liberation tax for $500. Papa, mommy, and the three picking them. They want to go back. They want when they take their holidays, they go back for a free Amazonia. But Big Mommy for the United Kingdom, we send you prayers. We yes, you know well. I want to thank the family for the United Kingdom, who yesterday, 2 days ago, they sent their own liberation tax. Papa and Mommy, with their three picking them, they send their liberation tax of $500. Countless Amazonians, they stand up for pay their liberation tax for the freedom of homeland. Diaspora, if you do your own part, as Ground Zero, they do your own part. We call on Amazonians for diaspora for step up. When I contact any member of the Amazonia Governing Council, we will give you a safe and a secure means. You pay the liberation tax, now a covenant between you and the liberation. We will send you a receipt, you keep it in your own private because of time. That receipt, it could be in your ticket, whether you enter the territory or you don't go enter. Any man will enter the territory from the diaspora and you never pay a liberation tax. When you reach ground, instead for you to pay $100, you will pay 200,000 francs. Instead for you to pay $100, you will pay 300,000 francs. Any amount of money with the forces decide, now you go pay them. And when it happen, no call we back because that time for back, day. Thank you so much. And one thank the studio people then for making time for make sure say we talk to our people then. We thank you plenty. May God bless you now. Una get a good night.
Hail this land of glory. We the Amazonian, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. And left us to the hero who Here in a nation flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.